today this is what we're gonna make. The sound that we're gonna make today is a really awesome SUPERSAW sound with a twist. I've heard this sound for the first time, I believe, many years ago when I heard Southside Spinners with Love Struck. If you haven't heard that track yet, go check it out. It's really old, but it's a really dope track. The SUPERSAW is being used in lots of dance genres, but I really like the twist with a stutter in it. So let's open up Sylenth1 and make this sound. Now, for this kind of sound, we need lots of voices. So on oscillator 1 and oscillator 2, crank up all the voices to 8 voices, and then we're gonna play around with some detuning. We're gonna add some detuning to both the oscillators, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit so they're not exactly the same detuning wise. The same thing we're gonna do with the stereo. And why do we do that? If you're gonna duplicate exactly the same parameters on a different oscillator, it will just don't blend as nice as if you were to add some little changes in the different oscillators. Next up, we're gonna increase the release a little bit, so we've got a little bit longer tail, which is much nicer to the ears. And then we're gonna head off to EQ land. We're gonna increase the high frequencies and the mid-high frequencies a little bit in Sylenth1. So we're gonna increase the treble and decrease the treble frequency. So basically we're not gonna increase the highest possible frequency, but just a little bit lower, so we get a really nice full sound. Then we're gonna go to the reverb, add some reverb, increase the dampening a little bit so it's not too drawn out with lots of high frequencies. Now, the last thing that we need to do in Sylenth1 to get the sound is add an arpeggio, and we're gonna put it on chord mode. So we're basically gonna arpeggiate all the chords that we're playing. Then we're gonna play around with the timing, we're gonna play around with the swing, with the groove a little bit, and then you get a sound like this. Now, I see you thinking, well, that's not quite there yet. You're totally right. After working in Sylenth1 the sound, we're now gonna add some post-processing. We're gonna add some ODT, because ODT. I'm gonna crank it up to around 40. You might wanna compress it a little bit more, a little bit less, but that's just personal preference, which I'm not gonna bore you with. Then increase the gain a little bit of the ODT, because if you compress a sound in the ODT or any other compressor, the main volume will go down, and we don't want that. We wanna have it loud in your face so we can be the cool kids on the festivals. And lastly that we're gonna do, or one of the last thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna add some EQing. We're gonna increase the high frequencies and the mid-high frequencies and tether off a little bit of the low frequencies, so we get a really crisp, really open sound. And then we're almost there, but there's one more thing that I wanna add, and that's my reverb trick. I've talked about it in many videos, so I won't go in detail about how it's made, but it's basically an EQ, a reverb, and a compressor on a return channel in Ableton, which is like a send channel in Fruity Loops or in Logic. And what this will do is we're going to compress the reverb signal to our lead signal, which gives a really nice balanced reverb over the whole sound. And then you get a cool, awesome, big, nice sound. So if that's what you're looking for, happy to help. If not, fuck you, no. That's all for me this week. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me in the comments below what kind of sounds you want to learn, and I will try to do my best to create the sounds for you. If you like what I do, hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe. Should you want to help me out financially, I also have a Patreon where I share all kinds of cool sounds. I really hope you're having an awesome week, and I see you all on the next video. Take care, bye bye.